What's up, family? How y'all doing this evening? It's your girl, your diva, and knowledge, Lady Mocha. Represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Well, I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to everybody who's been a part of my channel for 4 years. Some of you just joining. Appreciate y'all as well. I had to get back on talking about this, y'all. I'm gonna try to keep it down to an hour as much as I can. I would like to make this an open panel as well. So I'll probably be letting anybody who's willing to come up and want to also add the input to this. I don't do open panels a lot, but I'm trying to be more open-minded with that. So big ups to everybody. Again, I'll drop the link momentarily for anybody who's interested in joining. What's up? Who's your daddy? She turned her son into a bitter baby mama. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about this. So y'all, Marquis is back in the news. He's back in the news. And I knew this was going to happen. Marquis done wrote a check that he could not cash. This is what happened. Toxic baby mothers always block their children's blessings. If I haven't seen this once, I've seen it 1,000 times. There are so many children right now that are suffering, not getting inheritances. It's a lot of kids that are not being missing out on their fathers becoming an heir, missing out on becoming a part of the empire, all because they allow a toxic baby mama to infiltrate. And it's one thing it's one thing if you are a child and you are still, you're still up under the mother's care, like you're still going to school, you're not an adult, so it's a little different. But in this case, Marquis is 24 years old. He's a grown man. And what Marquis is not understanding at this point in time, his relationship with his father is pretty much burnt. And to me, he's coming off as Marquis is starting to act like the bitter baby mama. Okay, he's acting like a woman who done lost a good man, and now she done lost a good man, and she knows that good man has moved on with his life. Now she wants to keep chasing and running behind him. Marquis now is acting like a desperate little puppy at this point. The thing about it is you have a lot of people that are mad with 50. A lot of people are going in on 50, which is mostly women. And that's to be understandable. Women are always quick to empathize with the baby mama. If I've seen it once, I've seen it 1,000 times. A woman will jump to the defense of the baby mama simply because she's a woman. And me being on the other side of the tracks, I know all of these women who claim who claim to be great mothers, who claim they're not influencing the children, not manipulating the children. I've seen the other side of the track. I've seen some women take things to the extreme as far as manipulating a child, doing everything they can to turn the child against their father. So I don't empathize with a lot of women who try to sit up here and act like I'm such a good mom, he's such a bad father. I'm not quick to jump sides. I'm not going to jump to a woman's side just because she's a mother and she's a woman, because you got some grimy women that are mothers. Okay, you cannot empathize or sympathize with a female just because she says, well, I'm a mother. Because some of these women are very vindictive and they are very malicious, and they use their children as a weapon to get what they want. They use their children as a pawn. This is nothing new under the sun. So this is what's going on, y'all. Marquis has been in the headlines for some weeks now. The interview started, the ball started rolling when Marquis did an interview with Choke No Joke, basically defaming his father's character about child support. That's where it all started at. Okay, when he got on there, 24-year-old grown man going off about child support. Okay, it wasn't a good look, because for one, you're 24 years old. Why are you whining about child support? And you're 24 years old. Well, what's been going on with this young man? His mother has poisoned his mind so much throughout the duration of his manhood. It's to the point now where there's no reaching him. You cannot reach Marquis at this point in time. Some children have been so poisoned by one parent that the other parent realizes there's nothing they can do at this point. Sometimes it's just like that. And sometimes it goes both ways. It could be the mother or the father, the malicious parent. Once they have programmed a child to feel a certain way, there is absolutely not much you can do to get that child to change his mind. And once a child gets to the point to where they feel comfortable with disrespecting you because their mother is making them think that it's acceptable, I really do not blame 50 Cent. I would have to walk away. And what's going on is Marquis is seeing his future. Once his father walked out the door and stopped dealing with him, Marquis is now seeing his future walk out the door with them, because basically 50 Cent is a millionaire. Okay, he's an entrepreneur. The man has an empire from out of this world. And what is going on with Marquis? He is seeing that the child support is not enough. See, everybody's empathizing for this young man, and everybody's coming for 50 Cent. And I don't have empathy for Marquis. I just really do not have empathy for him, because I find it very funny. Once the child support started getting low, all of a sudden, he wants to spend time with his father. He wants to, get close to his father. And you know what? A lot of kids are very manipulative, like their toxic mothers. They will shit on their fathers, disrespect their fathers, don't even call and check on their fathers, don't even send their fathers a Father's Day card. You get kids that do this because they have learned to adopt the anger and bitterness just like the mother. They have learned to adopt it. And now that they are grown and mama's no longer getting child support, mama is no longer able to fund for their lifestyle because mama's not getting child support. Now that they are grown, they want to get in with the dad because the dad is where the money is at. Marquis knows the child support at this point is not really doing him any good. And even though, honestly, truth be told, for all of us who are out here in the struggle, I know myself, I could work with $6,700 a month. With him saying that's not enough money, I can work with that. But let me tell you why Marquis is having a hard time being able to accept that amount of money worth a month, because he wants to live like his father. Now, this is what a lot of baby mamas and kids don't understand. Just because you get child support, it does not mean you're going to get to live the same lifestyle of luxury as the father. Now, that father could be living the luxury lifestyle that's probably maybe I'll say probably like I'm just throwing out a ballpark figure. Your child's father could be living a lifestyle of $100,000 a month. So therefore, you feel because you have his child that you should be able to live $100,000 a month, when the judge or the court probably only granted you to get $6,000 a month or $8,000 a month. So that's pretty much kind of what's going on. Marquis understands the money ain't enough. He wants to be a part of 50 Cent's empire, but he burnt that bridge. He burnt that bridge when he started disrespecting his father. So going back, rewinding, when Marquis did that interview, he basically dragged his father. Not only that, we've already been knowing, social media has put it out there, Marquis has befriended too many of his father's ops. So this is the new thing, y'all. This is what's going on with Marquis's 50 Cent son. This is the new news of today. He's back once again. Marquis will not give up on trying to get in good with his father. Even though he has burnt that bridge and he sees that running his mouth is not getting him anywhere. He's not winning his father over. So y'all, Marquis is back, and what happened is 50 Cent has blocked him on social media, as he should. As a parent, when your child is disrespecting you and defaming your character, especially when you're a celebrity, you're an entrepreneur, you got brands up, you got a business. Nothing is more of a slap in the face than for your child to go around here doing interviews, trying to make you out to be the villain. So anyway, y'all, this is going on. Marquis Jackson wants to have a real sit down with his dad after the rapper dismissed his recent request for quality time. So after that interview, after Marquis bashed his father, basically put his father on blast, Marquis did not get the results he thought he was going to get. I don't know if he was thinking that shitting on his dad was going to make his dad run after him and call him up and run him down and, hey son, I saw the interview, I think me and you need to work this out. And what's going on is everything Marquis is doing to his father, it keeps backfiring. He keeps digging himself in a deeper grave. It's not working. And the less ineffective he sees that it is, the more he keeps digging a hole. He's like a dysfunctional, incomprehensible female that does not understand it's over. You have burnt the bridge with your father. You cannot reconcile. There's no reconciliation. It's done. He's acting like a desperate female who got some good pipe and then got obsessed and don't want to let go. That's how 50 Cent son Marquis is acting, right? So this been the latest. His father once again has declined his invite for quality time. Because remember, after he did the interview blasting his father, Marquis went back on social media again, and he put the word entitlement on his page, on his Facebook page, and he had it lined up in dollars, the word entitlement. So he keeps digging a grave because he won't stop being petty. But anyway, in a lengthy message, Marquis posted on Instagram October 20th, which was yesterday. 50 Cent's oldest son reacted to the comments his father made while he was on the Breakfast Club earlier this week. So I guess 50 Cent recently did an interview with Breakfast Club. So he started off the message by claiming his pops blocked him on social media years ago and he has no real phone number for him. He explained that making viral posts appears to be the only way to reach 50. So in other words, he's claiming doing all these social media stunts, doing interviews, he has reached a place of desperation because that's just how much 50 Cent has been ignoring him. So he feels like the only way he can get his father's attention is by disrespecting him on social media. In his latest post, Marquis said he wants to sit down with his dad just to talk. This is exactly what he posted, y'all. Now y'all see I tried to reach out to talk to my pops as a man in front of the world and behind the scenes. I have no phone number for you, and you've blocked me on social media for years, so I can't DM you personally. And everybody that is mutual is scared to touch the topic because they are scared of you. This seems to be the only way to reach you. I'm not a kid anymore. Okay, you're not a kid anymore, but you still whining about child support. Anyway, no mommy involved. I don't want nor need money from you. I stand on my own too. I don't like attention. I had so many opportunities to get that and I chose not to. I saw the Breakfast Club interview, and it didn't sound like much accountability. They're just ego, blaming, and more so about money, as if you were the child in the situation. Those text messages was me. I was waiting outside for you. That was the day you broke my heart. Oh my gosh. I forgave you for it. I'm ready when you are ready to sit down and talk. I don't know that kid. His friend asked for a pic. He fanned out and held it for years. Look at the tags in the picture. Everybody but me. It was, listen, I'm just reading what he's saying. But me, if that was what I was trying to do, I would have posted it myself. This young man, he needs grammar school. He need to ask his dad to pay for him to go to grammar school. But anyway, the bozo said it himself. We didn't. And don't even got a jail visit pics with and hitting up people that know me trying to set up an event for some bread. But y'all think it's about the attention and money for me, right? If I knew who he was, I wouldn't have done that. I found out the same way the rest of y'all did. Y'all can stop the cap now. I apologize to anybody that this photo may have hurt, but I wasn't aware who he claims to be. I thought it was just a fan asking for a picture. Any other enemies you see me in the pic with, I've known them to be family damn near my entire life because of my pops. You only know the kid Marquis. Come meet the man. Okay. So he stated, I'm not a kid anymore. No mommy involved. I don't want money. I don't need money from you. I can stand on my own, blah, 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 blah. Jackson, who also addressed a photo that recently surfaced of him with the alleged son of Kenneth Supreme McGriff, who reportedly played a role in the shooting that left 50 with 9 gunshot wounds in 2000. So basically, just to give y'all a short summary of that, 50 Cent's son took a picture with one of his foes' son. So there was a guy by the name of Kenneth Supreme McGriff who basically shot at 50 or attempted to shoot at 50. I don't remember. I can't quote exactly, but his son Marquis took a picture with Kenneth Supreme McGriff Jr., the son of the man who tried to kill his father. Young Jackson denied that he took the photo to get back at his dad. Now he's stating that now he wants to clear the air on that. When he been had time to say something about it, now that he sees he's not able to get his father's attention, now he wants to say, oh, well, I didn't know, that was my dad's enemy's son. He just asked for a picture. Truth be told, Marquis has been milking it up. He's been hanging out with his father's enemies. I said this on my last live that Marquis had even hung out with Floyd Mayweather, knowing that Floyd Mayweather and 50, they don't bubble with each other like that. So Marquis has not once, but several occasions hanging out with people who are enemies of his father. And I don't know about you. Me being a parent, I would have a problem if my daughter was out here hanging around females that have done me in just to spite me, because me and her fell out or we had a disagreement. She's having lunch with one of my friends, my ex-friends, or hanging out with one of my enemies. That's the biggest slap in the face. And I think Marquis is not registering the disrespect. For one, what women have to understand, when it comes to a man having a relationship with his son, it's very imperative that as women, even though you may be the mother, that you do not intervene in how a man communicates with his son, because men communicate differently than women. And eventually that little boy that you're cuddling and that you think is your mommy, that is a mommy's boy because that's your boy, you feel like that's your son. Eventually your son is going to get older. Your son is going to have to learn how to be a man. And as a woman, you cannot teach your son how to be a man. It takes his father to teach him how to be a man. But some of these women, they think once they have a child from a man, they automatically want ownership. They want to program that child to feel how they feel, to see things the way they see it, or in to treat that father the way they feel they can treat that father. As a woman, I don't care how much you do not like your baby daddy, how much you can't stand him. You may even wanna put him in an early grave. But it's very dangerous as women when we make our children think that it's acceptable for them to disrespect their father. You're playing a dangerous game when you do that, because once you have made your son think it's okay for him to disrespect his dad, now what you have done is you have basically dismantled a relationship that a man is supposed to have with his son. Again, it takes a man to teach a young man how to become a man. And once a woman has intervened in that and she has ruined that, now she has stripped that masculine authority over her son. So what's going to happen? Her son is going to adopt all of her feminine ways, her feminine attributes, feminine entitlement. Meaning he's going to start thinking he's entitled as a woman. He's going to think he's entitled where he can act like his mom and behave like his mom. Now, you have a lot of children that are missing out on being blessed by their fathers because they allowed their toxic, what's up, Paul? They allowed their toxic mothers to intervene into them having a positive relationship with the father. So as a child, it's a lot of children I know who are not going to get anything in the event the father passes away. It's children that are not going to be left with nothing because the fathers have gotten fed up with the fact that their kids are acting just like the bitter baby mama. A lot of men are walking away from being good fathers because the children are acting like the mothers. Okay? And a lot of these women, they play these games. They manipulate these children into feeling some type of way because she's feeling some type of way. And what they're not understanding is that they're burning bridges for their own children. And that's what happened with 50 Cent's son Marquis. Marquis's mother, Shaniqua, whatever her name is, I think her name is Shaniqua. She has basically ruined her and Marquis's chances of having a good relationship with 50 Cent. So what's going on is now Marquis is 24 years old. He needs his father now more than he ever did, because you got to realize 50 Cent has a lot of connections. The man is an entrepreneur. 50 Cent got movies. 50 Cent got record labels. 50 Cent has a lot of pull. 50 Cent is a boss. Okay? And now that his son is older, now that he's coming, he's not sipping on his mother's nipple anymore. Oh, listen, Marquis is laying on the nipple. He's just not sipping on the nipple, okay? Make no mistake about it. Marquis is not sipping on the nipple. He's just laying on the nipple, meaning he can no longer get what he used to be able to get out of his mother because 50 Cent ain't paying the amount of child support he initially used to pay. So his mama ain't got it like that to give him anymore, because we all know child support has an expiration date. Okay, child support does not last forever. Marquis is 24. Now he realizes his father's he realizes the type of pull his father has. He realizes the legacy that his father can leave him in the event something happens. Now he wants a part of that empire. And let me tell you something, guys. Kids are really slick. Kids are slick. When the child support starts running out, now they want to start bonding with you. because mommy no longer has control over the money, if that makes any sense. When the mother is receiving child support, the child has to constantly go through the mother to get the child support. You get what I'm saying? So once the child support stops, that child who's now a grown man, can no longer suck on a mommy's nipple. Marquis, he can no longer suck on his mommy's nipple because he's 24. He can't milk his mama. His mama can't give him no more milk money. She can't breastfeed Marquis anymore. She cannot let him suck off the nipple. Now he wants to get in good with 50 because 50 is the one with all the keys. But he was so much up his mother's behind, he couldn't see that. He couldn't see that I need to start getting along with my father because eventually this child support gonna stop. And I'm gonna have to build a relationship with my father because my father is a millionaire. My father can give me way more than my mother has ever gotten through child support from my father. A lot of kids don't think like this. You have a lot of kids who shit on their fathers, disrespect their fathers, based off the strength of co-signing with the mothers, only to find out when mommy doesn't get that child support and daddy is still rolling, daddy's still making millions, daddy's still making money. 50 Cent has way more millions now than he did when he first initially started off as a rapper. This man has movies, he has books, he has all type of businesses and corporations and stuff like this. Now Marquis, now that he's a grown man, he sees he needs his father more than ever because his father got connections that his mama ain't got. And you got a lot of kids that's going around here disrespecting their fathers to appease their mothers, not understanding that their fathers got way more to offer them than the mothers. Now, this doesn't mean that mothers are less important, that mothers are less insignificant. But what I'm saying is, if you are a child and your father is making money, owns businesses, has different type of skills and abilities that could be a blessing to you, you need to get along with your father. Marquis now is seeing that, but unfortunately, it's too late. And a lot of time, these kids, if you're not a parent, you don't put your foot down and you make your child think that it's acceptable for him or her to disrespect you, all because the mother has them thinking they can. You got to realize mama can't protect you from everything, and especially your mama, not in many cases, your mama not going to be able to do what your father can. See, Marquis allowed his mother to poison him with not getting along with his dad, disrespecting his dad, defaming his dad. But now his mother, she really can't do too much for him. And this is not to say that she's the worst of a person or whatever, but the truth is, his mother don't have the connections 50 Cent got. And Marquis knows that. So now Marquis wants to get in good with 50, and 50 is saying, hell no. You burnt that. So 50 Cent has so much pull that his son can't even reach him. His son, Marquis, doesn't even have his phone number. You got to realize, when you have a parent that's famous like that and they got that much power, they can block it to where you can't never get close to them. Don't you know, Marquis, if 50 Cent wanted to go on tour, not that he has to, because 50 Cent is a millionaire. He don't have to even sell music no more or anything. But 50 Cent got Marquis so blocked that if he was to do a concert and damn Marquis want to go, security probably won't even let him in. But Marquis is now realizing how much power his father has. When he was a disrespectful little boy, talking reckless, talking out the side of his neck, he didn't realize what he was signing up for when he took it there. Everything he has done, it has backfired. So now Marquis wants to wave a truce flag. I mean, honestly, if this was your child, if your child disrespected you on the level that Marquis disrespected his father, I mean, everybody's different. You would just let that go? And I'm going to tell you another thing. 50 Cent is definitely doing the right thing, because if his son went that far to be friends with his enemy, at this point, honestly, I don't trust Marquis, because Marquis is acting like a desperate, rejected girlfriend. This would be the same young man. He'll turn around. I hate to say this, and I pray it doesn't happen, but Marquis to me is acting like a strained, bitter ex-girlfriend who won't go away. I believe he'll try to hurt 50. That same young man will probably try to knock his own father off. What's up, Mr. Pisces? He could have been a star in power. Exactly. Marquis had a lot of opportunities. Now, what a lot of people don't believe is Marquis and 50 Cent was very close once upon a time. 50 Cent took that boy everywhere he went. See, people just catching the end of the movie. They don't understand the beginning. 50 Cent and his son did Calvin Klein ads and stuff together. He had Marquis doing modeling, he had him lined up doing all kind of stuff. But until the mother, started putting all her bitter black woman ways into him, 50 Cent washed his hand with it and said, I'm done. It's a lot of men who want to do so much for their kids, but because the mother has taught them to be disrespectful, you got men that are washing their hands with it like, I'm done. I'm done. And these are the same women that will call a dad a deadbeat. When you have mothers get mad, the bitter baby mamas. The bitter baby mama gets mad when she can no longer use that child as a weapon against the father, when the father decides to pull away and say, you know what, F it. I'm not effing with you, and I ain't effing with your mama. So what the bitter baby mama does is she'll go around calling him a deadbeat. You got women that are going around calling men deadbeats because a man is not going to put himself in a position in which his own son or daughter disrespects him, and yet he still has to be their parent. What happens to honor thy mother, honor thy father? Your days you shall live longer. It's a lot of women who got their children programmed into thinking that you can shit on your father, disrespect your father, and your father should still want a relationship with you. I beg to differ. If a child disrespects me and you're trying to defame my character, you're doing interviews, I'm cutting you off. A 50 Cent is not wrong, because what it is, 50 Cent knows what he has to lose. He cannot father up behind his son's shenanigans. Because my thing is this: when you start treating me like a nigga in the street, I'm going to treat you like a nigga in the street. At this point, 50 Cent cannot perceive Marquis as his son. His son is basically an enemy at this point. Do you not realize your own child can become your worst enemy? He cannot trust that young man. Everything this young man has done, the way he dragged his father on an interview, the way his son has been in the company of his enemies, that same young man I don't trust his anger. That same young man that gets so angry because he's not getting attention he wants, he'll probably try to set his father up to get, you know what I mean? I understand why 50 Cent is not fooling with his son, because this young man already proved he will do anything to try to get his father's attention. He will do anything. And it's crazy because he did an interview dragging his father. And then you turn around that same week or the following week, then you say, I want us to have a relationship. He's acting like a bipolar, like a bitter bipolar woman. You telling me to get the hell on, but as soon as I get the hell on, now you calling me to come back. Now you calling me for they make it right. I don't trust this young man. And even more so, the reason why Marquis, and I said this on my last live, Marquis is running behind 50. He's doing all this, you know, out the way stuff and everything, because he sees that 50 Cent's other son is winning. 50 Cent has another son, 10-year-old Cyrene. 50 Cent spends a lot of time with his second son. 50 Cent acknowledges Cyrene more than he does Marquis, and is burning Marquis in half. And I don't believe in favoritism, but when you got one, you have 3 kids. But if you got that one child that's constantly disrespecting you, constantly challenging you, what are you going to do? It's just going to make you draw even closer to your other kids who do respect you, who do appreciate you, who do love you. 50 Cent and his other son, they have a really strong bond. 50 Cent don't even talk about Marquis. 50 Cent don't even acknowledge Marquis. You wouldn't even know Marquis was his son at this point if Marquis wasn't online begging and crying like a scorned girlfriend, like a scorned baby mama. So that's another thing that's burning him. He sees how his brother is winning. And he could have had the same thing if he didn't allow his toxic mama to make him turn against his father. Just because your mama feel that way, that don't mean you got to feel that way. I don't care if your mom or your daddy fighting like cats and dogs, cussing each other out. Long as your father is taking care of you and there for you, ain't nothing you can do about that. But you get some of these young men, they adopt all of their mother's feminist emotions. Marquis acts just like his mom. And he's angry because 50 Cent is not giving in. 50 Cent done blocked him. Could y'all imagine having a father that popular and that rich and ain't shit you can do to get close to him? That's like being an obsessed fan. And no matter how many times you write your favorite celebrity, how many shows you go to, that celebrity has you so blocked to where you just can't come nowhere near him. I'm telling y'all, Marquis is very miserable. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Pisces. It's eating him alive inside because he done burnt the wrong bridge. He done pissed his daddy off. Do you realize a man of 50 cents value, he could block it to where you can't even like come near his hotel. He can't do nothing. I guarantee you, 50 Cent sat down with his team and said, this how it's gonna go. I don't want my son having no source of contact with me. I guarantee you, 50 Cent done talked with his team and told his team, I don't care if he calls me, don't let him come to my office. 50 Cent done told his security at his mansion, even if he comes to the security gate, don't let him in. I guarantee you, 50 Cent told his security team, don't let that nigga even come backstage. To know your dad is that powerful and you done pissed them off, you can't get nothing. That's why Marquis is acting like a bitter, scorned woman, crying and going on. So that's why I say this young man is very femininely emotional. He has too much feminine emotions. He's acting like a female. That's something females do. When we get mad, we go on social media. We go posting long 4 or 5 paragraphs about what you did to us and all this and that. This young man, he can't even take his father not dealing with him as a man. He's acting like a little girl. That's what I'm saying, Paul. I don't blame 50 on this one either, because this young man, everybody wants to feel sorry. Like, oh, 50 wrong for that. Everybody wants to sympathize with 50's son because that's 50's son. I've seen grown women on social media argue up and down as to why 50 Cent should kiss his son's ass. Well, that's his son. He should want a relationship with him. He should be getting along with his son. What happened to a child needs to stay in a child's place and respect the parent? What happened to that? What happened to humbling yourself? Listen, my mother just turned 64 October 16th. I'll be 43, God split my life, November 7th. I cannot talk to that woman all kind of way. I cannot come out my mouth and say what the hell I want to say, even though I'm grown, I'm married, and have a child of my own. I'm not allowed to disrespect that woman. Regardless of how I feel about my mother, I do not have the grounds to disrespect her. Marquis has disrespected 50 several times. And how dare people sit up here and say 50 Cent is wrong? No, what 50 Cent is doing, 50 Cent realizes he has another son to look after. 50 Cent realizes that if he's in any proximity of his son, he may beat the hell out of him. And 50 Cent knows he's not about to put himself in a Will Smith situation in which he does something stupid to tarnish his legacy, all because of a knucklehead disrespecting him. 50 Cent is playing it smart. He's staying the hell away from his son because he'll probably beat the brakes off of him. I know I would. 50 knows he stands too much to lose, so he can't F with him. Because when you have a child that disrespect you to that level, you gonna hurt him. 50 Cent have been on broke his neck. And even though 50 Cent is not expressing it in that manner, 50 Cent knows 50 Cent is probably protecting Marquis more than Marquis understands. Because 50 Cent probably knows if him and Marquis was to be in the same room, he gonna end up strangling the hell out of Marquis. Listen, if y'all would have caught the interview the way Marquis was talking to Choke No Joke, now, Choke No Joke is a full-grown man. 50 Cent's son was talking to another grown man like he was older than him. Marquis is very disrespectful. If y'all would have listened to the interview, Marquis was talking over Choke No Joke. Marquis was cutting Choke No Joke off as Choke No Joke was explaining to him that he knew, well, he could understand what 50 Cent was going through because he had to pay child support himself. Marquis was trying to dominate the whole conversation. That's how you know a lot of Marquis's ways are coming from his mother, because Marquis is a 24-year-old black male, and Marquis does not know how to communicate with a man as a man. He was communicating with the man like he was a woman. If you go back and y'all look into the interview with 50 Cent's son Marquis and Choke No Joke, If you observe the interview, Marquis, 50 Cent's son, was trying to dominate the whole conversation. So imagine what 50 Cent probably gonna have to experience if he was to be in the same room with his son. His son is loud. Marquis is loud. He's talkative. He will not let you finish getting your whole point out. He's basically a little, I hate to say it, but Marquis is basically like a little a-hole. And listen, 50 Cent, he knows his son better than anybody. So people can have an opinion all day and be on something with 50, you wrong. You need to get along with your son. You need to have a relationship with your son. Nobody knows Marquis like 50 knows Marquis. He knows his son is messy. Hell, that's not even my son. I know Marquis is messy. He keeps running his mouth. And how is 50 Cent supposed to take Marquis seriously? Talking about, now I want a relationship. You just done drag your dad through the mud. And and then the thing, everybody, well, he don't want money. He just want to spend time with his daddy. No, he want to spend time with his daddy because the gravy train is departing the station. He's not going to, his mother can't breastfeed him anymore. A lot of kids, when they realize, their mother no longer has control over the child support because the child support has ended. I've seen plenty of grown kids try to reconcile and have a relationship with their fathers only because the child support stopped. Now they need daddy's help. I've seen grown kids wait till they damn near in their middle 20s and 30s. Now they want to have a relationship with their dad. But as long as your mama was getting the child support and letting you get what you wanted from the child support, you ain't cared about having a relationship with your dad or not. Marquis is only reaching out because he does not want to work. He does not want to get a real job. He does not want to work the American way. And honestly, anybody who has a father or a parent, a mother with that level of fame, who would want to work at Chick-fil-A or Walmart? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, Marquis, you done burnt that bridge with your dad, man. Part of being a man is taking the L. Not whining, not trying to justify your actions, not dragging your father through the mud. Part of being a man is learning how to stand on your own. Now, see, Marquis contradicts himself, right? Because the long two paragraph post that he posted on social media, he says, I'm not a kid anymore. Okay, but you acting like one by being defiant. You see your father is ignoring you. Take the hit and keep it moving. Now he said, no mommy involved. Okay, you've been involved in your mama all this time. Why? Oh, all of a sudden, now you want to acknowledge, you want to have a relationship with him without your mother being involved. Okay, then he contradicts himself. He said, I stand on my own too. So, if Marquis, if you're trying to prove you any kind of man, what you need to do is actually make your actions speak louder than your words. Because at this point, he's hanging himself, because the way he's disrespecting 50, if he were to try to get any clout off his father's name, he probably done stained himself in the industry in which people really ain't gonna want to bubble with him because of how he treats his father. If he was smart, he'll keep his mouth closed, humble himself, the child support he's getting, start a business, whatever. He needs to show his dad that he is willing to be a man and stand on his own versus just saying it. Mr. Pisces said him getting that child support check didn't allow him to build any skills as a man and survive in the world either. Absolutely. Now, I also mentioned that, Mr. Pisces, in my last content. I said a lot of women are making the fatal mistake of getting child support and not making these young people work. I don't care if you get child support. Once your son or daughter is old enough to get a work permit, I know here in Georgia, they can get a work permit at the age of 15. They're just not allowed to work certain places, but at the age of 15 in my state, they can do fast food, they can work at the grocery store. That's the mistake a lot of single moms they make. They get codependent on the child support, but the worst part is they get the kids codependent on the child support. Child support and no child support. You need to teach your child early how to get used to being self-sufficient. That way, when the child support stops, that child ain't looking at you and holding their hand out. Well, mama, we ain't getting no more child support. Dad ain't sending us no more money. You'll have a grown son looking for the child support harder than you. You got grown kids. Listen, I know a female she was damn near like 22, 23. And she had kids of her own. And her father was still paying child support because of an arrearage, meaning the child support stopped at the age of 18. But being that by the time he got on and he fell behind on payments, he still had to pay arrearage. So even though she was grown, he still, had to pay child support until the arrearage, till he paid it off. This grown woman in her 20s had kids on her own. She was looking for her child support harder than her mama. You got grown kids up here still banking on child support. Guess what fault that is? That is the custodial parent's fault. If the child lives with you, you need to get that child used to making money. Because if you got that child feeling entitled because of child support, when that child get grown, they ain't going to want to work. They're not going to want to help you. Listen, you got a lot of single mothers who got grown sons who won't get a job because they done made their grown son think, well, your daddy paid child support. You ain't got to work. I know grown women who can't even get their sons to take the trash out. I know grown women who got their grown sons who live with them who won't get a job. Grown women who got their grown sons driving a car. He ain't man enough to go work and save up money to get his own car. A lot of these single moms got their sons acting soft. Let me put it this way. Toxic moms. I would change that. Let me reverse that. Because not all single mothers do that. These toxic mothers, they create their sons to be a burden to society. They make their sons soft as cottonelle tissue. I know a grown woman right now in my family, will not say her name, but her son is in his 40s. And this man ain't had a job since, Chicken George was free from the plantation. He ain't never worked. To this day, I'm surprised because when she talks about her son, y'all, she talks about her 40-year-old son like he's 12 years old. She calls him Junior, right? And it's not only what she says, but it's how she says it. We was just talking a couple of days ago because, I sell tumblers and I sell hair oils and stuff. So she called me. To this day, her 40-year-old son, my 40-year-old cousin, still lives with his 60-something-year-old mother. She called me asking me about my products because she wanted to buy some of my hair oil and stuff. So she goes, and I don't know how we got into the conversation talking about her 40-year-old son, but she was talking about him like he was still 12 years old. Talk about, yeah, me and Junior, sometimes we be going painting together. I'm like, all right, Are you listen? Are you serious? You in junior, like he's this little middle school, this grown man, full grown man, 40 years old. And she's calling him junior. And listen, when she says it like he's a child. Well, you know, me and Junior be going painting. Me and Junior be spending time together. I'm like, oh my gosh. And these same type of young black men, these are the ones that become a burden to, you know, young women that are about something. She's creating him to be one of those type of men that will wear a woman's sofa out, wear the cushion to her sofa out, because his ass is laying on it so goddamn much. This the same type of young man, and this is the reason why he can't get a woman. He cannot get a woman because he's so used to his mother. He's so used to sucking on his mama nipple. He's so used to his mama nurturing him. And listen, you got some women, they don't want their sons to move out, because especially women that are older and they are single, they are afraid to lose their sons because they need some type of, I don't even want to say the word masculinity, because I don't see nothing masculine about a grown man that's just in your face with no job and no type of responsibilities. But you have, especially these older single women over the age of 50, they don't want their sons moving out because they need some type of male presence around them. Even if he's not working, not contributing. Matter of fact, one time he was gone from home because he's kind of off. He's like one sandwich away from a picnic. You know, he's one fry short of a Happy Meal. He ain't all the way. His elevator don't go all the way up. You know, the mall always open, but ain't nobody shopping. He ain't well together. So every once in a while, he'll pull these episodes in which he will leave home and don't say shit to her about it. Won't tell her nothing. He'll be gone for like 2-3 weeks. She's sick to her stomach and losing her mind because she worrying about her junior. Because he ain't man enough to call his mom and say, Mom, I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. He pulls these MIA episodes and she loses sleep, like as if, you know, he's in jail or something like that. You know what I mean? But this is what happened. She done created this incel. But yeah, anyway, I had a call. She created this male incel. And the sad part is you have a lot of these women, they create their sons to be incels because they don't let them suck on the nipple too long. They don't coddle them. They're still changing their diapers. And when you raise your sons to be an incel, they become a burden. And you'll never get rid of them because ain't no other woman going to take your son in. Ain't no other woman going to deal with your son because your son is going to look for other women to coddle them just like you do. But anyway, because I know I'm going closer to an hour, but because I know I'm gonna have to make a run in a minute. I'm sure my husband going to call me back. But yeah, I just wanted to do this content really quick, because 50 Cent's son Marquis, he's not getting it. He's not understanding. You got a lot of kids, they don't get why their fathers don't deal with them. They don't get why their fathers don't reach out to them. When you allow your mother to make you think it's acceptable for you to disrespect your father, now that you down and out, now that mommy, you can no longer suck off the nipple. Now you need your daddy's support. Now you want your father to step in. You think you can just easily request that and demand that simply because you are the son. of, or you are the daughter. That's Marquis's problem. Marquis is feeling very entitled. And Marquis hates that the world perceives him in that manner. But if everybody is perceiving you as a young man who thinks he's entitled, then evidently you got a problem with entitlement. That's why people are calling you a spoiled brat, and he's not understanding that. But again, to leave my in conclusion, until Marquis gets his man-child ass off of social media, stop going in on his father, stop posting all his own side of the story and making matters worse, he keeps pushing a nail in the coffin. You see, your father is not responding. Your father is done with you. Now, maybe in the years to come, if you humble yourself, be quiet, stand on your own, get you a job, you still got a better chance in getting through doors that other people can't get through. Just the fact that you are 50's son and you look like 50, you still have an advantage. But the more you keep clowning on social media, people are not going to take you serious. Marquis ain't understanding. If you want your father's respect, start by standing on your own as a man. Stop being petty, getting on social media, dragging your father's name, whining, crying, acting like a bitter woman who can't get past a one-night stand. Until he can prove he's really a man, he's never going to gain 50's respect. And me being a parent, I understand exactly why 50 Cent wants nothing to do with his son. It's bigger than child support. When your child disrespects you, tries to defame your character, your child is up here hanging out with your enemies, taking pictures with your enemies. All of that disrespect over. And then the thing about it, you disrespecting me publicly. You ain't disrespecting me privately. You disrespecting me publicly. And see, men are different from women. Mama may forgive you over and over, but daddy ain't gonna keep standing there tolerating all type of disrespect. Men have a different tolerance level when it comes to being disrespected. So 50 not gonna give in that easily. Marquis is gonna have to shut the hell up in order to earn his father's respect. But at the same time, 50 Cent probably don't trust him, because my thing is, this young man, he acts so hateful towards his father. And 50 Cent can't take a chance and be in the presence of Marquis, because Marquis could set him up to get killed. I ain't trying to be funny, y'all, but think about it. Marquis been, hanging out with his enemies. If you listen, guys, if you got a son hanging out with all of your enemies from in the street, would you feel comfortable even meeting your son somewhere? I mean, your son could be hitting up your enemy and saying, hey, I'm trying to get in good with my dad. We got a meeting. We're going to meet for lunch, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you can, if you want to get back or do what you do, that'll be your opportunity. This point, 50 Cent is thinking 20 steps ahead. That man can't trust his son. We see it all the time. Listen, I watch 48 Hours. I don't give nobody a pass because they family. Family will stab you quicker than a stranger. 50 Cent cannot trust his son. That same young man, think about it. He's acting emotional like a woman. He could set his daddy up to get killed. He just strikes me as that type of young man that is just that angry. He will set his father up to get hurt. So 50 Cent is doing the right thing. 50 Cent can only love him from a distance. He can't get close to his son anymore at this point, because his son can't be trusted. And that's just the bottom line. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. Anybody who's interested, I do sell cable. 9,000 channels for only $20 a month. I got all the sports packages, Red Zone, all the ESPNs. I got Stars. I have HBO. I have all the premium channel networks. If you have a Fire Stick, I can give you the instructions tonight so you can install my $9,000. My 9,000 channel app. I have all of NFL, all the sports packages, everything you could think of. You will get free pay-per-view events with my cable if you're interested. I'm also selling tumblers, so email me if you're interested in ordering a tumbler or also ordering my cable. So y'all, it's been real. Appreciate you, Paul. Appreciate you, Mr. Pisces. Everybody else who been hanging out in the chat. Maybe you couldn't chat because you're driving or you got other stuff going or whatever. But anyway, till next time, y'all be blessed. Enjoy your weekend. It is your girl, your diva, and knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Y'all be blessed. Take care.